Hey everybody, it's Mrs. C. I'm here with part 2 of our midterm review. I'm starting right in because you know I got a time limit. So number 37 is a systems of equations. I'm going to I'm going to evaluate it and see are any of them set up and ready for a substitution method. Well, yes and no. The second one, the one in blue, does look a little bit more ready to be used for substitution. So I am going to go ahead and get this y by itself on the left. It's already on the left. Might as well leave it. And then I'll go ahead and do my swap in. So let's jump in. I am going to add my 6x to both sides. And I'm going to wind up where I want to be. I'm going to have a y equals, just shifting over, give myself room, 6x minus 3. Don't combine the 6 and the 3. They're not like terms. All right, now let's see what we can do. I am going to do a little swap here. I'm going to cute little thing right there and recopy. Where's my purple? Don't know if this is the right purple, but we'll find out. I'm going to recopy the top equation, the purple equation. Okay, so now what I want to do is just going to show you a little thing here. This y here, I'm erasing, and I'm just going to really quickly rewrite it in blue. And I want you to see why. This y is this y here. So instead of writing the y, I'm going to swap in what's in the line. So let me show you what's in purple stays in purple. What's in purple stays in purple. That's everybody in the purple. And now watch the swap in, the substitution step right here. 6x minus 3. Now anytime I have a quantity, you know it. You got to put the parentheses around it. Now I've got to solve for x. When I solve for x, I will wind up with my value for x. Now anything, I'm just going to go ahead and jump now into some white so that I can show you my process. And as you can see, I'm running out of room, as I always somehow manage to do. That's a negative 42x. That's a positive 21 equals 21. And bring that 7x down. I want you to notice here, this 21 and this 21 will cancel out because you're going to add minus 21 from both sides, and you're going to wind up with 0 on the right. So now I'm going to shift over to the next page, or maybe I can go and squeeze in this little space. What do you think? Can I do it? Let's try it. I have on the left, if you come back down here with me, 7x and a negative 42x. So just doing a quick calculation, I do believe that that is 35, negative 35x equal to 0. Really, honestly, I could have done that wrong because no matter what this is, I'm going to divide both sides by it, and it's still going to be equal to 0. But I don't want to do that wrong, so let me just take a quick check one more time. We would say 35 plus 7 would be 42, so we should be okay with that. Paying attention to my signs, sign of the higher number, I'm feeling confident. Now, when I plug in my 0 x value to either of my originals, that would have been this one or this one. It's always a good place. You can plug it in here. It's easier, so we could go ahead and just do that for sake of time. 6 times 0 is 0, minus 3 is minus 3, so y is equal to a negative 3. Use your check step, which would be your stow key on your TI 83 or 84. But the intersection of those two lines is 0, negative 3. Now by check step, I'm just going to show you switching to a different color would be to make your x value 0 and your y value is negative 3. And you should wind up can't squeeze up at the top. Negative 3, you should wind up with the right values. You should have a check on the left and the right sides equal. So in this case, 7 times 0 is 0. Negative 3 times a negative 7 is a positive 21. That checks out. And then we'll do it again here and here. And look at that. This would cancel out because 0 times anything is 0. Negative 3 on the left, negative 3 on the right. That checks out. I'm feeling confident. Final answer, 0, negative 3. Let's go on to the next page. All right, next page is a coordinate plane because I'm going to do problem number 37, which is 39, which is asking us to graph the system. And so let me just share with you what number 39 is. We get one system. I love it. It's already in y equals form. It's y equals 3 halves x minus 2. And I'll go to the other side just to show you the other one, the other equation that they give us. They have to give us 2 for a system. Is bad color choice, don't you think? That's the color of my axis. So let's try red. And the other one was y equals a negative x plus 3. Let's jump right into it. We're going to plot each one using slope-intercept, I think is the smartest way to go. So let's take a look at the one on the left. I have a y-intercept of a negative 2. That means I put a point on negative 2. Hang on, my program's a little bit picky about this one. Let me change my font for a second and see if this works. We'll find out. Okay, good enough. It should be on negative 2, but I'm going to have to go with that. That looks a little bit less, a little bit higher above the negative 2, but we'll make do. So then we got to go a slope from that is a rise 3, run 2. So from that point, I'm going to rise 3, 1, 2, 3, run 2, 1, 2. Right there, my slope is going up. Notice I can drop 3, 1, 2, 3, run 2, and I would be there. Now, using my line, I am going, hopefully I can make the line color choice here. Yes, I can. And what I'm going to do is try to hit through those points as best I can. Not a bad deal. All right, just to double check, I am going through negative 2 on the y. I am running one rise of 3, run of 2 in a positive direction. I am good to go. Now, I like the little arrows on the ends, and normally I would label my line. So y is equal to 3 halves x minus 2, and then I can get rid of all of this. Now I am a little bit in the way of the work here, so I'm just going to remember it's a negative x plus 3, and I'm going to rewrite it over here where I have a little bit more room. So y equals a negative x minus 3, right? Oh, I hope I didn't do it. No. Negative x. Hang on. Plus 3. Oh, negative x plus 3. Maybe let's just leave it there. All right, let's do it. Negative x plus 3. Here goes nothing. I have a y-intercept of positive 3. 1, 2, 3. Point right there. Come on, point right there. Oh, my goodness. I'll do it. 1, 2, 3, point right there. There we go. And then I am a rise run of a negative 1. Now that means we either go up and to the left or down and to the right. So let's do both. Up and to the left, down and to the right. There they are. And connect the points. I tell you, the hardest part of this is just connecting the stinking points for me, because I have to kind of figure out where they intersect. This is where it's going to get. This is where it's going to be fun. Now, when you graph, what you want is an accurate intersection, and as you can see, it's a little tricky for me to see. I have to use a little intuition here. So I'm going to rewrite my problem on my line. This is y equals negative x plus 3, and I'll show you what I mean by intuition. If your graphing isn't very accurate, what you need to do is figure out where would those lines have intersected. Where would they have intersected if I had drawn more accurately? Well, look here. That slope is a 1, 1, right? It's a rise 1, run 1. So if I had dropped and run 1, I would be hitting right there. Had my line and my dots been a little bit more accurate, I would have intersected at the ordered pair of 2, 1. I'm in quadrant 1, which means I'm positive, positive. So 2 on the x, 1 on the y. Now the check step is to substitute the 2 and the 1 in. So if this is 2 and this is 1, would it check out? Well, a negative 2 and a 3 is a positive 1. 1 on both sides. Do the same thing over here. if this had been a 2, if this had been a 2, and this had been a 1, 3 halves times 2 is actually 1, minus 2 is a negative 1. Uh-oh. Did I say 3? I said 1. I have issues with fractions. Most very, very big apologies here. Sorry. This 2 and this 2 cancel out. It's 3 minus 1. And I have 1 on the right, 1 on the left, and I check out. That is the answer. That was the check step. This is the answer. 2, 1. Okay, last one that I'm going to do today. I've been doing all functions. This is problem number 43. And it's going to ask you not to solve, but to graph. Oh, not to graph, excuse me, but to write in slope-intercept form. You could graph it if you wanted to. Actually, it probably would be easier if you graphed it. But we're not going to graph it. We are going to write the slope-intercept form of the line that passes through the point of -4, -2, and has a slope of a -1/2. So the way I like to do it, I like to use my y equals mx plus b form. I know some of you like to use the point slope form. That's just not me. But please feel free to do it. If I have enough time, I will try to do both. We have a -4 on the, well, let me just squeeze in my slope as a -1/2. All right, so we have a slope of a -1/2. We have an x value, where's my x right here, of a -4, and a y value here of a -2, lots of negatives. So let me rewrite what I have. I have a -2 is equal to a -1/2 times a -4, and that is plus b. Now if you recall, -4 is over 1, so when we solve for b, we just have to simplify that multiplication step with a fraction to a number. So what I want to do is 2 into 2, 1, 2 into 4 twice. Negative times a negative is going to be positive, so I have a -2 equal to a +2 plus b minus my 2 from both sides, and I get b equal to a -4. Now with my b equal to a -4, I'm going to write that up here, b equals -4, because I'm almost home free. I have the b. Let me use a different color here. I have all my components. I have the b is a -4, and they already gave me my slope is a -1/2. So how do I write that in slope-intercept form? I just plug in my players. I have y equals, and let me just do a little color code here. I have y equals, I want to put my slope in yellow, right? So a -1/2, that's my m, and then I'll just x plus, and then my b is a -4. Now when the b is a -4 and the b is a negative, I don't write the plus. I just write it like that. So your final answer is right here. We have y is equal to a -1/2 x minus 4. That's it. That's our review. Kept it under 15 minutes. Yay! And hopefully I'll be able to give you part 3 of our midterm review later on today. Take care. Peace out. See you on the flip side.